All over the world, governments are struggling to respond to the global COVID-19 pandemic and to secure the life and health of people. In developing ways to protect the rights to life and health of all people during the pandemic, states must consider how these responses impact women. Failure to recognize the impact of these measures on women will limit the effectiveness of these responses. It may also possibly cause further violations on women's human rights. So how do lockdowns, quarantines, and school closures affect women? Because of gender stereotypes and societal norms, women, for instance, are expected to become the primary caregivers of children who are home from school, as well as sick family members. This is an added burden, especially for women who continue to work from home. Furthermore, if quarantined with an abusive partner or family member, women are exposed to greater risks of gender-based violence. Most information during the pandemic focuses on efforts to curb the spread of the virus, so there is often a lack of information for women on how to seek support or help when suffering from gender-based violence. Also, because resources are being focused on responses to the pandemic, comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services for women are lacking. The gendered impacts of lockdowns are felt more severely in developing countries because access to basic services like adequate water, sanitation, and housing are often unavailable in these contexts. This makes women and girls more vulnerable to sexual and gender-based violence and can undermine their sexual and reproductive health and rights. What are the actions that governments may take to include gender-responsive measures when responding to the COVID-19 crisis? Governments must declare services for women who experience gender-based violence an essential service, and they must ensure that there are adequate emergency resources for women's organizations to assist with increased demand. Governments may consider setting up pop-up centers in places women frequent during the lockdown, such as pharmacies or grocery stores, for ease of reporting or seeking help. Mobile courts may also be deployed to rural areas. All responses to the COVID-19 pandemic should consider how to ensure the safety of all, especially women and girls. Courts should prioritize gender-based violence cases and find practical ways to give access to justice for victims. The ICJ calls on governments around the world to protect and uphold the rights of women during this pandemic.